Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate my colleagues welcoming very, very, very much. Thank you. So, as has been noted, November 8th, 2022, people showed up in Luzerne County to vote and were met by election officials telling them the polling location had run out of ballots. This was not at one polling location. It was at 48 out of 143, over one-third. One out of every three polling station had this significant problem. So the purpose of this hearing is, to the best of our ability, find out what went wrong, what steps have been taken or still need to be taken to ensure this does not happen again. And finally, what can be done to instill trust once again in Pennsylvania voters and restore the faith in this election process. This is why we are here today. We're also here because, to the best of my knowledge, and it seems the witnesses, we've received no account of how this occurred from those responsible, nor we received any plan for what is being done to correct and provide some assurances to the general public that this won't happen again. We have a primary election in Pennsylvania coming up on May 16th, less than 60 days from now, and we have no answers or no further confidence being built by those who've created these problems. So now, if this had been done, if responsibility had been taken, and a plan for how this wouldn't occur again were presented, we very likely would not be here today. So here's what we know so far. That is factual. I personally received calls as early as 7:30 a.m. on November 8th, throughout the rest of the day, stating that a polling location had run out of ballots. Throughout the rest of the morning, my phone blew up. And as you can see by the poster behind me of the magnitude of the disorganization that was taking place, of all of the voting locations that ran out of ballots, and people were doing everything they possibly could to get some sort of paper into people's hands so they could do provisionals or just vote in any way possible. So this was at noon. We also know that there had been advisories sent earlier in weeks prior of the potential supply chain issues specifically relating to ballot paper. And clearly, in Luzerne County, these issuances and advisories were completely and utterly ignored. We know that there was mass confusion at polling stations, at polling locations, despite election officials' best efforts to remedy the situation on the spot. We've also heard reports of security issues, that amid the chaos and confusion, there were makeshift ballots cast. I've even heard from someone that I trust very much that a stack of makeshift ballots were placed on and left unattended on a chair to be counted later. I suppose to be counted later. So this is what went on Election Day in Luzerne County, November 8th. So to start off, Mr. Palmer, Pennsylvania has a statute on the books, Title 25, Section 2967, that states the county board of each county shall provide for each election district a supply of official election ballots. And this goes on to spell out in subsection 8, any general election an amount equal to at least 100% of the total number of registered electors, makes sense, less the number of registered electors in the election district who requested an absentee or mail-in ballot. I ask unanimous consent to enter this state statute into the record, Mr. Chairman.
Without objection.
Thank you. So, Mr. Palmer, do you think Luzerne County fulfilled its obligation under the law?
Well, again, I'm not sure what the exact legal requirements are, but they should have prepared and ordered more ballots for Election Day ballot stock to prepare for that. Or they should have had backup plans with ballot on demand or some other options for a plan B if they would have run out of ballot stock. So, yes.
Okay, a paper shortage.
Yes.
How could something like this have happened?
The election administrator either did not order or ordered not enough ballot stock. They did not anticipate the turnout that would be on Election Day. And
Turnout, 7:30 a.m.?
well, it could be, actually I was listening to some of the testimony that was from a witness here. It could have been the lack of ballot stock, but also inappropriate ballot stock. If they ordered ballot stock
Thank you. I got to reclaim my time. My apologies. Mr. Bognet, have you heard or any published or outreach made to the citizens to increase confidence or explain to the citizens what took place, why it took place, and what's being done to correct it?
There has been absolutely no communication from our officials in Luzerne County to explain what happened,
to tell us the procedures they're going to do to make sure it doesn't happen again, to apologize for the citizens who were disenfranchised, and to get people to believe in our elections again. We have not heard one word.
Chairman, I yield back.